Teaching social thinking with simple computer games. What do we know about social thinking? Through repeated interactions, people construct schemes about their social world. We also know that the acquisition of mechanisms for solving problems within the social world are learned as conditional responses of an if-then nature. For example, thinking, if I ask him nicely, then he will forgive me. If I want to make friends, then I have to buy them things. If she is my friend, then she should never play without me. Bugental called it the social algorithm. Due to my experience working with computer software, it became apparent to me that the social algorithm schematic process involving breaking down social thinking processes in an algorithm of if-then was similar to building algorithms of computer games using the if-then process. The idea of using the computer as a tool for improving thinking was supported by research literature, where the computer's role has been found to be perceived inter alia as a tool to organize thinking and as a facilitator in problem solving. The built-in algorithmic mode underlying simple computer games was adopted in the presented model as a tool for developing algorithmic social thinking. People construct new knowledge by linking the new experience with the old ones. According to Aneta, constructing conceptual presentations through thought experiments and graphical representations is a method that might be incorporated in educational computer games for a metacognitively guided learning. Developing educational computer games relies on this constructivist approach. This is a theoretical ground for the presented model. Pursuing to the schemes model and the algorithmic approach, we could set the premises that one could teach social thinking through breaking down thinking processes into a series of steps and demonstrating the links between them, if then, by practicing situations in an interactive environment of the computer games. The model had been developed within the framework of an in-service course that was conducted as a unique program for preschool to high school teachers over the past 6 years. Teachers were asked to design simple computer games using advanced PowerPoint formats only that focus on coping with a social conflict or dilemma. Participants were required to analyze social situations and to build their representations in computer algorithms, which required planning elements and actions, building game moves, and game design. The final model is based on findings result of a content analysis of 83 final projects submitted by course participants, which included the game and a reflective journal. The examples here below are from the participants' projects. The model for developing simple computer games for teaching social thinking included several basics as described here. Participants were initially required to design a game focusing on everyday life situations. Game design required the participants to understand children, to become familiar with their everyday problems, and to assign them importance. Once the topic had been selected, participants were required to design the game by building algorithms. Students mapped the actions and results related to the situation based on the principle of broadening schemes. As many responses as possible for each situation and as many results as possible per reaction. The game allowed pupils to develop branch thinking, to expand thinking and to grow flexibility in their thinking, expansion of their numbers of options for action, and reinforcing the understanding that several solutions are possible to solve one problem. This is an example of a game plan. The game developed an awareness of other options for thinking and behavior in children. What should I do? How should I behave in certain situations? The game also proposed reinforcing an understanding of the cause-effect, if-then relationship, and long-term thinking, where the child is required to choose an option that will affect him and the other party. What is the game format? The format of the game offered children a choice between options. After presenting them the situation that required an action, a method for refining the child's ability to apply new knowledge in existing schemes. The game's structure involved introducing a situation and problem-solving options where the players must choose one response. In the transition between stages, the hyperlink command was used. Based on the player's choice, the consequent situation will appear and further options will be displayed. Hence, the remainder of the situation is based on the player's choice. I found 4 modalities proposed by the students to display the choice in the game. One modality presented a child deliberating on what to do using thought clouds, as illustrated here in image 4. The second modality presented a choice between several actions, image 5. Another option presented a conflict between the superego and the id that are separated by a divider, image 6. Finally, some students chose a go, no-go response. I found that the students chose 4 strategies unique for computerized environment to refine the children's social cognition. One of the advantages of the interactive computer game is that it allows sets of delayed reactions to be included as steps in the game. These images, for example, display delayed steps that teach and develop the ability to restrain an automatic reaction, as well as the skill of thinking before acting, training and reinforcing self-regulation. Should I? Is it right for me? An interactive computer game allows children to practice and become skilled. It allows the child the opportunity to cope with various situations, to practice alternative actions, and watch their outcomes. The interactive computer game develops an ability to predict events, predicting outcomes that might occur in the various situations. An example of this is seen in this image, which displays possible scenarios of what might occur in the situation involving joining a game, offering the player a stage in the game to predict. A fourth strategy used by students to refine the children's social cognition was using a model that accompanied the child during the game in terms of the internalized adult. The interactive computerized environment offered an opportunity to incorporate a model that will be gradually internalized during the drills of the computerized simulations. The computer environment has been found to be characterized with 4 benefits for learning social thinking. First, the easy-to-play interactive computer game allowed children to play it alone or with minimal adult supervision, given an option of returning to previous stages of the situation to identify ineffective actions, to receive ideas and gain experience with alternative actions, and to internalize his preferred behaviors. Second, the game is accompanied by interesting recreation, relevant illustrations and sounds, which increase motivation to learn through action and fun. Third, the game facilitates gaining experience through indirectly coping with various situations. And last, the availability of presenting sequences of slides with hyperlinks enabled the designers, teachers in this case, to display social dilemmas in an organized manner for developing the thinking process, offering clear branches to each path of alternative chosen. I would like to conclude with an excerpt for a final paper of one of the participants. The course program is of an opportunity to bring into awareness that a child must be taught what is sometimes taken for granted by others. Teaching social thinking with simple computer games method might have the potential to help both adults as developers and children as players to construct their social schemes by practicing the if-then social algorithm. Thank you very much.